Awesome. Thank you all so very much for joining us. I am officially bringing this special meeting to order and declaring that we do have a quorum present. Absent today is our vice chair, Bill Volt, who is out of pocket in California for business. So he will not be able to join us today. But citing that, we do have a quorum present in order to vote on the items listed on the agenda. And if there's any points of clarification and or introduction prior to the chair entertaining a motion, Jared, would you please cite that at this time?
Sure. There's one thing on the agenda that for polling place plans, Prince George's County, we've held that back, just for, it'll be presented at the January 25th meeting. So in 3 polling place plan, Prince George's, that's not going to be presented at this time. It'll be presented on January 25th.
All right. And also, thank you very much for that. And I definitely want to cite that this is a special session to vote on the early voting center and polling place plans presented by 1, 2, 3, 4 counties throughout Maryland. And that being said, we won't be presenting minutes from the last meeting that will be held until the 25th. Also, there will be no new items or new business or old business discussed during this special session to approve these plans, early voting and polling place plans that have been indicated on the agenda for today. Is there any statements or questions or concerns regarding the special session? All right, but this is a reminder that if you do have new business items that you would like to be added to the agenda for January 25th, please send them in to Jerry and myself for consideration, and we will promptly take those requests under consideration to be added to that agenda. All right, under new business. Okay, with that being said, yeah, go ahead, Jared. You had something?
I was just going to say, is the first one up now the early voting?
Early voting center locations for Baltimore City. Do you have staff that will introduce that for us to consider?
I will do that for this one here. Okay. So yes, Baltimore City is the last of the early voting centers here. They're required to have 7 early voting centers by law. They have agreed to have an additional early voting center. We have reviewed now the 7+1, the 8 early voting centers altogether, and we recommend approving that the additional early voting center exists, and all 8 locations then are also recommended for approval.
All right, thank you very much. Is there a motion to accept the administration's recommendation to approve the Baltimore City early voting center locations?
So moved.
It has been moved. Is there a second?
Well, Mr. Chair, I think we first need to move the 7 required and then the 1 optional separate. Is that right, Mr. Coburn?
In the other order. So first,
okay. First the optional and then
Okay, thank you very much for that, Jake. I appreciate your heads up call on that. Thank you, Mr. Corbin, for your direction. Is there a motion? The chair would entertain a motion to accept the board's recommendation to approve the additional site to the Baltimore City early voting center locations, 7 proposed with an additional, well, the additional site on top of the 7. Is
So,
that appropriate?
Mr. Chairman, I like to move that the board accept the recommendation on the one optional voting center, early voting center in Baltimore City.
All right, so move.
Which
there a
is,
second?
for the record, sorry, it is the one at BCCC South Pavilion on Liberty Heights Avenue.
Thank you very much for that. Is there a second? Second has been properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the board's recommendation to approve the additional location in Baltimore City Early Voting Center, please indicate by raising your hand. It's unanimous and properly moved, seconded, and approved. Thank you very much for that. Now, the chair would entertain a motion for the 7 early voting center locations being recommended for approval by the administration.
So moved.
There has been a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly seconded. Thank you very much, Member Millicent. All those, is there any discussion? All those in favor, please indicate by raising your hand. It is unanimous. Thank you very much. It is approved. The 7 centers are approved per the administration's recommendation. Other members of the board. Thank you very much. Now we are moving on to the polling place plans. There will be 3, Montgomery County, Somerset County, and Washington County. Would you please have those plans introduced for our members?
Sure. So did you want to go one by one, Montgomery first, vote, or a package for the 3?
Well, if there's no discussion, I'll ask my members, if there's no discussion or concern for any of these, it seems that we would be able to take them all at once if there is no discussion or concern. There doesn't look to be like there's any discrepancies or additional provisional locations. So I don't think there's a carve out. So what do you think, guys?
I just asked Mr. Coburn, I know in previous meetings we had to do them one at a time. I don't know if we can get away with that.
It's not a problem to do them all at once if there is absolutely no discussion and nothing. So it's my understanding the board's been educated about each and has reviewed materials already. And if none of the board members have anything to say and there's no discussion, that's fine. It is the cleanest to do them one by one, but if it is simply a matter of time, you can do them all at once without any discussion.
All right, Chair recognizes Member Ayala.
Thank you, Chair. I think it'd be helpful to have a little bit of discussion around Somerset, but the rest of them I'm fine grouping together.
All right. With that being noted, is there a motion to approve the Montgomery County, Washington County polling place plans per the recommendation of the administration?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that we approve the polling place plans for Montgomery County and Washington County.
Is there a second? It's been properly seconded. Thank you very much, Member Millicent. All hearing any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please indicate by raising your hand. It has been properly moved. A unanimous approval of the board's recommendation to approve Montgomery County and Washington County's polling place plan. Thank you very much for that, members. Now, the chair will entertain a motion regarding Somerset County's polling place.
Chair,
go ahead.
before, for discussion purposes here, I just wanted to make note that there was a little bit of an error on the mapping that, the technical school, which was placed in 13003 isn't actually 13001. So we are going to update the maps and correct that. We had discussed that earlier. We had verified that. So we're going to make sure that the correct location of that is going to occur, that updated on the chart, sorry, the chart. The map is, the map is fine. The chart just has it as 003, 001, but is actually an 003.
And for the record, that information was shared with each of you prior to today's the
Yeah,
meeting.
and that's the technical school, the Somerset Technical School.
All right. With that being cited, is there any discussion before we even get into the motion for approval? I know there's a discussion component of the vote, but I'm opening the floor for any discussion around Somerset County at this time.
So related to what Jared just brought up, nothing, but I guess after motion's been placed, I'd like to have a little bit of discussion around it.
All right. The chair will entertain a motion to accept the board's recommendation to approve Somerset County's polling place plans.
So moved.
There has been a motion to approve. Is there a second? So seconded. Thank you very much, Member Ayala. Is there any discussion?
Thank you, Chair.
Member Ayala.
So first of all, I'd like to commend Brenda and her team. As we've seen with all the different counties, just outstanding work. It really is. And I understand that they did the very best possible given the circumstances and the facilities that are available and the need for them to be just compliant with a whole bunch of requirements. I would encourage the local board, to the extent possible, if they can in the future find ways, and might not be possible, but to be able to have more locations closer to some of the rural areas. Some of those people are going to have significant drives to be able to go and vote. And there are alternatives, but for people who want to vote in person, that's going to be tough. Anyway, given the circumstances, I don't think anything better could have been done. But for future elections, I think it'd be great if there can be improvements. And there was a reduction in voting locations. So I think hopefully in the future we can get back to closer to where we were.
All right. Duly noted. Thank you very much for that. And is there any other discussion? Okay. Thank you for that, Member Ayala, those comments. Moving on to the vote. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see the hand.
Oh, all good. If I may first agree with everything Mr. Ayala just said, and thank you to Brenda for taking the time and discussing with Mr. Ayala and I this, and also just want to appreciate working with Mr. Ayala on this to better understand. It's been interesting. I would also, though, encourage the Somerset team to talk to the county commissioners. It sounds as though some of the issues with the sites have to do with mechanical and infrastructure issues to these sites that could be fixed with some funding from the county commissioners. And these are folks, who would need to drive quite some time to get to the in-person voting sites, and we should be making it as easy and as accessible as possible to vote. And so hopefully when we're talking about this for the 2026 election, maybe we're getting closer to double digits for voting sites instead of at 7 voting sites for the entire county as we are right now. But thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Sounds like a strong plug for those drop boxes expansion. All right. Thank you very much for that. So if there is no further discussion, and Jared, we don't have any participants wanting to speak to this, correct?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. All those in favor of the board's recommendation, please indicate by raising your hand. It is unanimous to approve. the board's recommendation. Thank you all so very, very much. So moved. Excellent job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, we're becoming way too efficient. No, Jared, no, you cannot say anything at this time. We're on to the citation of the next meeting. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. I'm a little upset. We didn't get the memo. Carlos and I didn't get the memo. Jared, Dan, Alan, Janet. We were supposed to be suited and booted and ready to go. Seriously. Work with the tie next time. My God.
It's the first of the. Thank you, Jay.
Oh, we all know who's up and coming. All right. Thanks a lot. Anyway, no, great guys. Really, really appreciate your patience with me. Really, really appreciate your dedication to what you're doing. Next meeting is set for Thursday, January 25th at 1:30 p.m. is what is cited. Everyone good with that? All right. Excellent. And with that, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. There will be no closed meeting today. I know it's on the agenda. There is no closed meeting during this special session. Okay. So, chair would entertain a motion. Recognize
So moved.
Member Weissman. Thank you very much. A motion to adjourn has been made. Is there a second? Oh, you don't want to leave? No one wants to leave. Thank you very much, Member Millicent. No. Thank you very much. It has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor to adjourn? It is unanimous. Thank you all so very much. Have a great, great day.
Thanks. All right.